some of the stuff that was thrown out there, Shane, is just lazy, you know. And Mickey Hart was right at the weekend when he talked about it. It's the language, you know, it's the language that people use and the narrative that people surround it with. And look, on the day, Shane, you know, Galway got over the line and they probably deserved it at the end of the day. They made less mistakes than we did. Like, but if you looked at the game at the weekend against Derry and Donegal, and like the halftime analysis, I think Spillane spouted something out like Derry have really taken the game to Donegal. Like, well, Derry dropped off on every single occasion and defended from the 65. I would love to have seen the analysis of them saying, look at the matchup Chrissy McKaig has done and Patrick McBurney. You know, look at the job that Brendan Rodgers is doing, who's only back from injury. Look at the kick-out strategy. Derry have now made Sean Patton kick under pressure. They've made him kick 2 or 3 over the sideline. Like, that wasn't even acknowledged. You know, it was just like Derry have taken the game to Donegal. And I think, Shane, regardless of what a pundit does in his playing career, because Pat was unquestionably a fantastic player, but what is his credentials as a pundit or a coach? They're in the gutter. You know, he has never stepped forward. He's never been in the front line. And that's why I sort of respect the likes of McStay and Fitzmaurice, because they've been in the front line. You know, they've been in the trenches. They understand what the game's about. It's a bit like the Down thing. Paddy Talley. Criticism that Paddy Talley got from certain quarters in this county was a disgrace. Like, Paddy Talley knows the game. Paddy Talley has won All-Ireland with Tyrone. He's won a Sigerson with St Mary's. He has coached at every level of this game. He's coached with Derry. He's coached with Cavan. He's coached with Galway. Paddy Talley is not an incompetent figure. Paddy Talley's a very competent coach, you know, and he knows what he's doing. He is a very, very good coach. But yet the criticism, and this is where Shane, I think, is the biggest thing. Social media has become so toxic and so poisonous that anyone can have an opinion now, and people can hide behind a computer screen. They can dig at people. They can hammer someone. They can hammer someone's name. And I just think it's wrong. I think it's wrong, and it's a horrible part of our game. I don't enjoy that part of it. And yes, people say, "But you put yourself out there," but that's fine. But like, anyone who has an opinion, come and see me coach. You know, come and see people coach. Come and see what they do. Like, I've done more for young people in Gaelic football than I could ever imagine. I'd give 20 years of my life to promoting and developing Gaelic games here in my own county, in school, you know, in clubs. Like Colin O'Rourke had a cheap dig at me on the Sunday game where he talked about, he says, you cut your cloth to suit. Maybe it's the Steven Poacher influence in there, blah, blah, blah. Roscommon were dreadful in their approach. I went down to Colin's club a couple of years ago and done a coach education night with 30 coaches from his club, right, which I got tremendous feedback from, and never took a single penny. Not a penny. Drove an hour down to his club and an hour home in his own club, and he didn't show up. He wasn't there. He wasn't one of the coaches that was there, so he was above, obviously, that, right? And that's fine. But if he actually had come that night and seen the quality of coaching that I was delivering, seen my personality, got to know a wee bit about me, then he'd be more fit and more suited to speak about you. But people that speak about you have no idea or no concept of what you bring, you know. And the only opinions, Shane, that really matter for me, and the only opinions I care about, are the players. If players had an issue with you and players had a problem, then I would sort of start probably questioning myself. But I will never doubt myself as a coach. I'll never doubt myself as a person by the opinions of empty vessels that have never been brave enough to step forward and do the gig themselves, to be honest.
Join the Our Game Supporters Club at Patreon for €5 per month to get audio podcasts of the Hurling and Football Show and much more exclusive material.